Hello there, and welcome to this brief demo of the CurveBox program from the FlexIt Suite. My name is Michael, one of the product specialists here at LaserJumpStart, and I'll be showing you some of the features of this program. So the CurveBox program, is much like many of the other programs in our suites in the fact that it doesn't actually need an image in order to generate what it's going to. You just need what is in the menu itself. And you actually see what I mean here in a second. Let's go ahead and open that guy up. You can see it actually shows you what it will look like right there in that preview. Some of the settings here are familiar with many of our other programs. The material thickness is the thickness of the material that you are cutting. The cutting curve is the thickness of the cuts made by your laser. The tab width is the width of the tabs used to keep the pieces together that it creates. I do have a video on cutting curve if you need some more information about that, as well as how to calculate it. Material placement, typically you will leave it as the outside of the box for the top of the material. That way the engravings do go on the outside of your box, but sometimes you may want them on the inside. Also, with how lasers cut, they do always cut with a slight taper, so sometimes that might come into effect and you might want to change it depending on that. Cut color by standard is orange, however it can be anything depending on the settings of your laser. And then we do have a couple of flexibility options. The first one is the hinge flexibility. The higher the number, by the way, the more flexible it is. However, to achieve that higher flexibility, it does make more cuts in the material, so do keep that in mind. Hinge flexibility is this portion where this is the top of the lid. The front flexibility is the front portion, as this does curve around as well, and those can be selected independently of one another. Joint style, this is the style of the cuts made in the material in order to create that flexibility. Next up is the latch style. All of these I did cover in my FlexIt demonstration, and so these right here are the only ones available for this one. The angle clip, the round clip, and the T-joint. These two use pressure to keep it closed, as in there is a small hole at the top, and these angle clips go into that hole to keep it closed, and the T-joint is just a T-joint where it locks in place. Hinge Stretch is meant for determining if you want to have any stretch in it, if you want it to be longer than it needs to be, shorter than it needs to be, so that it will potentially need to be stretched in order to be closed, or if the material is particularly stiff, maybe you need it to be longer. But then we have these settings over here, and these are all the dimensions of your object. So this is the width, that's the height, that's the length, and then we also have this being the radius of these two corners, this being the radius of the hinge, and this being the radius of the lip, and this the distance, or rather how much the lid overlaps the edge of it. Alright, and that was a brief demo of the CurveBox program from the FlexIt Suite. Thank you for watching our video. I hope that it helped you out. Check out our website to see all of our programs available, as well as materials that we have made specifically for lasers. If you'd like a one-on-one training session with one of our product specialists, we provide those services for a nominal fee. Check out the video card on your left if you'd like to find out more about the FlexIt Suite, or the video on your right if you'd like to find out more about some of our other programs like BoxIt. This has been LaserJumpStart, helping you make more with your laser.